Hello and welcome to Unspooled. I'm, of course, your host, Isaac Coate, and today we're going to go through the July 2018 haul. I did part of this back on my first half of the month movie review roundup thing. And I did it then because I assumed I wasn't going to buy anything else the rest of the month, and then I did. So I am gonna redo the stuff that I talked about in there mostly. So if you watched that one already, feel free to skip parts of this, but you know, there is some new stuff in here too, of course, don't worry. So we'll start with the non-movie or TV stuff, because that is, the main thing in this channel. God, it's dark in this. Wow. I need better lighting for next time. I need to remember that. Anywho, so I'll start with the non-movie TV, as I said. That is the primary concern of this channel, so we'll get the that out of the way first. So, technically, I didn't buy anything. I did some books, but I talked about those last time, and I know none of you give a fuck, so I'm not going to talk about those again. So technically, I didn't buy anything else that's not a movie or TV show in some form. Uh, but I'm gonna count these because it's my channel, so I can do what the fuck I want. I went to the public library. Love it. That's where I get most of the movies I watch are there. So because I'm not wealthy, I can't buy 8,000 movies all the time without an issue. So you know I go there, I pick up some nice graphic novels, some comic. Mostly this is just comic books in trades is what all of this is, but whatever. I'm counting it. I'm doing it. So first up, Batman: The City of Owls. This is the second volume of Scott Snyder's run on Batman when the New 52 was launched. Way back, what, 5, 6 years ago now? When was this published? Let's say. Does it say when this was published? 2013. So yeah, 5 years ago, roughly. So I loved the first volume I got last month, which was The Court of Owls, which was wonderful. Really loved that. And they finally had volume 2 in of Scott Snyder's run. So very happy to pick that one up here to check out. Then, so my library is weird in that they have their graphic novels. They have in two areas. They have the general area, which is like where this Batman one was, and then they have in there, not in the kids section, but they have a special young adult area in the library, and that's where they have, maybe, oh, I'd say, half of their graphic novels and stuff are there. For some reason, in theory, I get it, but it's like, why is this Batman in the adult section, and this one is in the young adult section? Why? I don't know. I get in theory why you have comic books in the young adult section. I get it in theory. I just don't know why, like, some Batman's in the adult, some's not, some Superman, But so I was like, you know what? I'll go check out the teen section, see what they have in there, and that's where they have all the great shit, basically. So, here's the stuff that's supposed to be really great. I haven't actually read any of this yet, so this, of course, Batman: Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller's seminal work on Batman. From what I've heard, this is the definitive Batman story. So I thought, okay, I'm down. Let's check it out finally. Then, I think that was this half of the month. So, I recently watched the animated movie adaptation of this next set of books. And I've been looking to check them out from the library for a while now. And I'm kind of weird, obviously. So I like to have the whole series, the whole run there and check out the whole run at one time. So I can kind of read all of it in a row and not have to oh God, wait a week. Oh no, wait 2 weeks, So they finally had both volumes in. So I grabbed it. And that is All-Star Superman, volumes 1 and 2, Grant Morrison, art by Frank Quitely, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Quitely. I'd imagine it's Quitely. And, this is supposed to be, I watched the animated movie of this a little while ago, which I really loved. And this is kind of, the All-Star series was supposed to be, all-star creative team. So Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely together doing seminal works that is basically like if you posed, I'm going to put volume 1 down. I like volume 2's cover more, so I'm going to hold that one up while I talk. Get the glare off of it for you. There you go. So, it's basically like I've always kind of described the All-Star series or what the All-Star series is supposed to be as basically if you approached the author of the story and said, here is a character. Here's Grant Morrison. Here's Superman. Now, we want you to distill Superman down to the essential elements that make Superman Superman. Explore those. Distill him down to basically where you have a story that is the Superman story. And that's what the All-Star series is supposed to be. And it was that with All-Star Superman, which is supposed to be incredible. The movie was really good. I really liked the movie. And then, of course, Frank Miller fucked it up with All-Star Batman. But, Scott Snyder then later did do another All-Star Batman, which I wanted to check out at some point. But All-Star Superman is supposed to be incredible. And then the last graphic novel here is another Superman one. This is Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, written by Alan Moore, art by Kurt Swan. This is I started reading this one already. I'm through the first issue. This collects like 3 issues, maybe 4, 3 or 4. I forget which now. 2 issues actually. So I'm through the first one, and this is set in the future, the far away future of 1997. This was written in the mid 80s, so at the time, far distant future. And Superman has retired from or disappeared. No one knows where Superman is, and this is kind of about why did Superman leave Earth and leave being Superman? What happened? And this is about that. And it's really interesting so far. Very good. Really liking it. About, a quarter of the way through this book, even though it's 2 issues. So there's some extraneous shit on the end, which I'll read too. But that's so far been pretty interesting. So then let's move to the actual stuff you care about. I care about, and I care about that stuff too. But that this channel is mostly about movies and television. So let's see here if I pull them. Maybe should have moved these out of right behind the camera. I was doing another video for a different channel. We'll start with the movies. Now, I got 9 movies, or no, sorry. Ooh, God, 11 this month, sorry. So these first 2 were at Half Price Books had their big coupon sale this month. So I went on Saturday when it's 40% off day. I didn't spend it on these because, these were $2 a piece out of the clearance section. So got Halloween Resurrection. I didn't have this one yet, so needed it for the Halloween series. And then Psychotic Connections. This is a triple feature. The only reason I bought this is it has Wes Craven's Chiller, which is a TV movie Wes Craven directed at some point. That's about like a scientist who was freezed in cryogenic stasis and then is brought back to life and stuff. So the other two are Maniac and Gothic, which Gothic is about Mary Shelley going to like a psychiatrist ward or something, and events unfold that eventually inspire her to write her Frankenstein story. Maniac is about so a doctor is attempting to reanimate people, and then it just goes batshit, which, according to this, the blurb on the back here, Maniac is a unique mix of horror, mental illness warning, and girly show that only sexploitation producer Dwayne Esper could have created. So there must be a lot of titties in it or something. Those are the two movies from Half Price Books. Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are with, around here, but around here there's a used video game store called Game Exchange around here, and the one near me has a pretty robust DVD section. So robust to the point where every now and then they have every DVD is $2 except for the TV box sets sale. And the TV box sets are like buy one, get one half off. And that is happening right now. So I went in, I picked out 10. I only got through about half of the movies. I only got up to the end of the J's, and I was like, I got 10, so I may come back next week if the sale's still on and see if I can get 10 more. So picked up 10, so these were $2 a piece as well, Half Price Books clearance price. But I was trying to pick out stuff that like I figured I probably won't be able to get at Half Price Books in the clearance section, because there is another Half Price Books clearance sale coming up in October. So, trying to, save where I can, because like, okay, I know I'm going to spend a couple hundred at least at that, if not more. So I need to kind of skimp out on some shit every now and then. So I was just trying to get stuff I know, or I don't know for sure, of course, but I'm pretty certain won't be at Half Price Books, either because the movie's too recent or it's a uncommon enough title that that Half Price Books just isn't gonna have it in stock ever, or that it's a popular enough title that Half Price Books will not ever put it in the clearance section because they can sell it for $5 or $6 or more. So I was just looking for that kind of stuff. So I got 9 movies, and I did get a TV series because they had it in the actual DVD section, so it was $2, not, I'm going half off. They do that on occasion. It's weird. It depends on the packaging. I'll explain when we get to it if I remember to. So first got, so I'll save this for last actually, because then it might make more sense when I explain it. So I've already seen it, but fuck it. I picked up the All-Star Superman movie because I really, really enjoyed it. So I was like, I want to own that one. And I eventually do want to try and buy all the DC animated stuff, but there's a lot of it. So, but got All-Star Superman, and then picked up Curse, Death, and Spirit. 3 films from Hideo Nakata, the director of the original Ring, the Japanese one, then technically did direct Ring 2, the American version, but we don't really talk about the Ring 2. So this is 3 films, 3 short films maybe from him. The Cursed Doll, which is, a doll that's possessed, of course. The Spirit of the Dead, which is kind of The Grudge, because it's about a woman who her husband dies, and she takes her and her son out on a camping trip, and then they are haunted by the ghost of a woman who believes that the son is her son. So kind of grudgy, and the Haunted Inn, which is what you would expect, right? A haunted inn. Then this one is not in the greatest shape. The inside is broke, but I was like, I'll replace the case in the future. It's fine. I can replace the case. This is Bringing Out the Dead, a Scorsese film that I didn't have yet, so picked that one out. I already own the second in this series, but I didn't have the first, so I felt that's kind of a necessity at some point. The Conjuring. Then to add to the Ridley Scott collection, Exodus, Gods and Kings. This is Ridley Scott's Bible epic or something, with Christian Bale playing Moses, who is setting 400,000 slaves on a journey of escape from Egypt. So I don't know. It should be a fun, entertaining fantasy film. Then another Ridley Scott. Another not really my kind of movie, This is a war film, not really my kind of thing most of the time. Black Hawk Down. This is the 3-disc deluxe edition, which I was like, $2, sure, why not? Fuck it. I was gonna buy this anyway eventually because Ridley Scott, but sure, I'll pick this one up. Then this was the only one I bought because I legitimately found the plot synopsis to be interesting of some sort. So this is Baghead, which is a Duplass Brothers film, also released by Sony Classics. So that was the initial draw. But so the movie is about 4 friends who are debating the merits of a notorious serial killer. They then discover that there might be more to the story than meets the eye when a stolen car battery, strange noises, and a mysterious disappearance or two lead them to believe that a sack-wearing maniac may be lurking right outside their door. So this is supposed to be a very funny comedic horror film. And that's my favorite kind of horror film, is the comedy horror stuff. So looking forward to checking out Baghead. Then picked up, I don't know how to pronounce this film name, the film title. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance. I think this is beautiful, right? But I'm not Spanish, so I don't know for certain that. If you know, let me know down in the comments if you would be so kind. So this is a Alejandro Inarritu film, the guy who did The Revenant, among better films, starring Javier Bardem. So that's what pulled me into this one. So picked that one up. And then the last one I picked up, so I was at the end of the J's, right? It's like, okay, here is Justice League Doom, another DC animated film that I've already seen and I really liked. But there's also this other Justice League movie I haven't seen. So what do I do? So I bought the one I hadn't seen already. which is Justice League Star-Crossed. So the basic premise in the back here is the Thanagarians invade Earth. Thanagarians are the Hawkman, the Hawk people. Technically, Hawkman's not a Thanagarian, but they just all look like Hawkman. It's weird. But so the Hawk people invade Earth, and they have a double agent within the Justice League, Hawk Girl. So I haven't seen this one yet, so I thought I would pick that up for $2. And I don't think my library's had this. I've never seen this one at the library before. So then we'll head to the TV to wrap up here. So this was the 10th and final thing I got at Game Exchange there for $20. So $2 for this is a show that I've seen. Not seen, but I've heard a lot of good things about. I never watched it before. Never watched it when it aired. I heard a lot of people really liked it, and that is Hannibal. Now this is season 2, which it was $2, so I wasn't going to complain. In any way, it was $2, and it was still factory sealed. So I was like, hell yeah, okay. So obviously, yeah, this is about Hannibal Lecter. So I don't know. I like the movies, so we'll see what this is like, or some of the movies. So we'll see. Whenever I find season 1 eventually, what this is all about, how this is good, if this is good as well. But the thing with Game Exchange is sometimes I think it's just maybe the people pricing don't give a shit. The employees don't care. They're like, oh, this is like a single DVD package. So, yep, $3. That's the normal price is $3 at minimum. So they're all $2 now. It's not really that big of a deal, but not really that big of a sale. But it sounds really nice to me. Like, oh, $2 each. Oh, that sounds really nice. It's like $3. That's Goodwill price. $2, that's half price books price. Now you're talking, guys. Now you're talking. So I think that's kind of the thing, because they do have TV in all for $2, but they're all just these single DVD case designs. You're not going to see something like, well, I can't really show that one, but you're not going to see a big package thing in there. But you'll see these kind every now and then. So pick that up. So the other TV was not there. This was, well, actually, because I'm a weirdo, we'll do this by where I bought it. So at Half Price Books, this was in their clearance section. So, of course, I had to snap it up. So this was actually $3 in their clearance section, because that's what they do on TV sets that are in the clearance section. Unless they're at the clearance sale, then they're $2. But at their actual stores, they're $3 in the clearance section, because they're, box sets, whatever. $3 for season 2 of Breaking Bad. Had 1 and 3 already. So, yeah, grab 2 for $3. Sure thing. The other 2 were what I used my 40% off coupons at. So at one store, picked up American Gods Season 1. I heard a lot of good things about the book and the show, so I thought I would check it out, see if it was any good. This was originally $20, so with my coupon it was like 12 something-ish, so I thought that was a pretty good price, $12. I thought that was a good price for it. And then the last thing, which in my original haul from the month video, I slightly fucked up. This is Futurama, Volume 8 on Blu-ray. So this is the final Futurama. These are the last 13 episodes. And this was $12, so it was like 7 something, I think, with my 40% off coupon. Now, in my original video, I fucked up because I said this gives me all the Futurama. I was not right, because I had, for some reason in my head, I had thought that the 4 movies that they did, that those were season 6. And so those were actually released, compiled together as volume 6 as well. That is, I then checked, and that is not the case. So, season 6 is on its way. It will be here Thursday, so that'll be in the August haul. Don't worry. But so Futurama Volume 8 on Blu-ray. So it's very weird now because my Futurama now I will have the first 6 volumes on DVD, and as well as the movies, all 4 movies separately on DVD, and then 7 and 8 are on Blu-ray. Then the other thing is this is the re-release, or not really re-release on 8 because this was original, but they re-released all of these seasons on this with this kind of artwork style. And so my copies of 5, 6, 7, and 8 are going to be this, and the first 4 are on their original release packaging. So I don't know. It's on my Futurama set's a bizarre fucking thing, but whatever. So my last 4 items, as you may know, I don't know. In July, of course, Amazon has their Prime Day sales. And this year was so far the best Prime Day for me personally since they started it. Last year was okay, but I didn't really buy much. I bought like a Godzilla set or 2, and that was basically it. Um, this year I bought 4 all TV sets, which is fine. So this was, I don't remember the prices except on one of them. I want to say this was like $20. I don't remember. I know they all were like, "Oh, that's a good price" to me. So this I think was $20. So the on DVD, which I don't have that big of a qualm with DVD. It's fine. When I put it in my Blu-ray player, I honestly don't. They look close enough, especially in the more recent stuff, that it doesn't really matter that much to me. Like I'm sure if I put in a DVD from like 1980 versus a Blu-ray version of that same movie, yeah, the Blu-ray is going to look probably 1,000 times better. But with something like this, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, to me at least, visually. And that is Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series on DVD. All 3 books, Water, Earth, and Fire. There's Water. Now I've heard so many good things about the series. I did watch this when it first aired, at least a bit. Now at the time, I didn't watch all of it because I didn't really like it. But honestly, I think a lot of that was this aired. When did this air? 05 to 08. So I would have been 13 when this started. So I was probably at the point where I was like, "Oh, this is for kids, not me. I'm a mature fucking teenager. This is not for me," you know. But you know, since I've grown to the point where I don't give a shit, like I don't care. I sit here, I read comic books, I watch fucking Superman movies. I don't care. It's fine. So I'm excited to check it out. I've heard lots of good things about it from everybody ever who's watched it that I've talked to about it, has fucking raved about it. So I watched the movie, and I do agree the movie's awful, but I don't have the movie's awful because of the travesty it's done to its source material. Qualm because I don't know the source material. But anyway, there's Earth. I do enjoy the Avatar movie on one level, this is so fucking heinously bad level, but and then the last season, I guess, Fire. So looking forward to checking that out sometime soon. Let's kind of stay over here. Next, So, as you may know, if you follow my other podcast slash YouTube channel, The Glide, we did a best TV of the year so far type thing of all the TV that me and my co-host Tom have watched this year, and he talked about a certain series that I love the first two seasons of, and he hated season three. So I picked up Twin Peaks, the third season here, the limited, what is this? A limited event series on Blu-ray. This was $35, I think. Because I know when I saw it online, because they have this upcoming tab of here's our upcoming deals, and they said this was on there. I was like, okay, because like every time I see those on there, I'm like, okay, what is the highest dollar amount that has to be for me to say, ooh, that's good, I'll buy that. And I finally decided to myself, like, okay, Twin Peaks, it's got to be 30 or under, and I'll buy it. And it was like 35. Oh, fuck it, close enough, buy. So, because Avatar, I know it was like 20, and that's where I had on my mind. I was like, okay, yeah, if that's 20 or under, buy that. 20, okay, boop, buy. So this was like 35. I really like this packaging on it. Boom, nice slide open. So I love the first two seasons. Have not watched this at all. Need to now, obviously, and I'm going to. I don't subscribe to Showtime, so this was on Showtime. Yeah, I don't subscribe to Showtime. Sorry, HBO gets my premium cable channel money, and that's it. And it's not even HBO; it's just a streaming service. So, I like this packaging. Then the nice. It looks a lot better if my lighting was actually good, but nonetheless, 8 disc set. Nice and nice. This is the 8th disc. That's bonus feature stuff. So, nice. I'm very excited to check this out sometime here in the near future. My plan is to rewatch the first two and then just go straight into this, like as a direct continuation. Probably pop in Firewalk with me at the start too, before everything too. So then this I don't know. This was kind of my weird buy. I bought X-Files. This is the event series. This is the return. The reboot, the recent season here on Blu-ray. Packaging's pretty simple. I think this is 1 disc, two discs with nice disc artwork on it, and then pretty basic back sleeve design there. Nice stuff going on. That's an eyeball. Oh fuck, that's disgusting. Over here is episode listing and stuff that you can't read because my lighting is because I am god awful at lighting. But I never actually watched the original X-Files. I don't own any of it, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start here, see if that's workable or not. And the last thing I bought, of course, you knew I had to. If you're a subscriber to Unspooled, I had to buy this. Yep, Game of Thrones seasons 1 to 7 box set. I'm a sucker, so I had to buy this, even though $75. It's normally $250 on Amazon. It was $75. I was not going to pass that fucking shit up, man. Now, I already owned all of these individually except for 7 because I was like, I'll wait. Even though I didn't hate 7 as much as some people did. I liked 7. I agree that season 7 was a bad Game of Thrones season, but as a television season, it was still goddamn great. That's the beautiful thing about Thrones to me, is even the bad stuff is like still above average television, except for Unbent, Unbowed, Unbroken, which is the 6th episode of season 5, which is god awful. That is the only episode of Thrones so far that I will say is, yeah, that is a bad episode of television. Is that one? We're doing a rewatch show right now on over on the Glide. We've stopped. We finished season 5. We're taking a month off because we're starting this new series of shows where we're going to talk about every number one song to hit number one on the Hot 100 Billboard chart, which, let me tell you right now, is so fucking many. There's 1,100 goddamn songs, and 90% of them are the same fucking shit over and over. Anyway, so we're doing that. So we're taking a month off in between 5 and 6. So I've watched the whole series many times, don't worry. My co-host has never watched the show before. This is his first watch of it. So basically, I've left him for a month with, yeah, Jon Snow's dead guy. Jon Snow's fucking dead. Like, I've left him for a month on that cliffhanger, and it is so fucking satisfying to leave him on that cliffhanger for a month. Like, granted, like, I was a late adopter to Thrones. I started watching after season 6 finished airing. It's like in the lead up between seasons, the break between 6 and 7 is when I first watched it, bought all of them individually, subscribed to HBO streaming service so I could watch 7. And I've watched the series, I've watched the series 4 times through in the last 2 years. Fucking love it. So I didn't have that experience with that big cliffhanger of Jon Snow's death at the end of season 5. Obviously, spoilers, but too bad. But my co-host is left with that for a whole month, which is wonderful. So the inside packaging is very simple. It's just, Game of Thrones 1 to 7, Game of Thrones 1 to 7. The seasons, not a damn thing, not a thing, not a thing. The outside slip is really nice. Here you got, of course, Game of Thrones, season 1 to 7, the Lannister lion, the Targaryen dragon, Stark wolf over here, the back, obviously nothing on the tops or bottom, and then the Baratheon stag over here. For some reason, I mean, I understand why, but, it's fine. And then, of course, the individual seasons. Of course, you got, one in here, which honestly, season 1 is my least favorite season. Honestly, it is. It is my least favorite. Then season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, 6, my favorite, and then 7, which is iffy, but I like. It has some of my favorite Thrones moments. It also has stuff I loathed, but whatever. So that's of course Thrones. If I'm just going to go into more detail on this over on Glide at some point, but if you want a quick season ranking, let's see. In terms of my favoritism, 1 is at the bottom. Honestly, I'm going to say 1, 2, 7, 5, 3, 4, 6 for me, and then basically 3, 4, and 6 are all tied. But that is going to do it for this episode of Unspooled. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more great content like this. And until that next episode, goodbye.